Hi everyone and welcome to episode 70 of United City Randomiser. Since the last time we were together, which was against Bayern Munich here, we went away from home and got a really amazing 1-0 win to really cement the run that we were on. Bayern Munich are not doing quite as well as normal this season, but they're still a really tough team to play. So it was a great result to keep the run going. We've continued it since. We had a game in the Euro Cup, the Europa League, as we would know it. And we got a 1-0 win against Celta, which helps us continue our form in the Europa League, which is great. And then we had a really great win against a slightly underperforming Wolfsburg side this season, to be fair. But we beat them 3-0 very comfortably to lead us to the point where we're sitting top of the Bundesliga by 2 points from today's opponents, Borussia Dortmund. So there's not going to be a bigger game for us. You can see Bayern Munich have picked up their results since we played them. When they were sitting in around 7th to 9th place, so they're on their way back, but they've got a bit of a gap to get to the third place team Bayer Leverkusen. So yeah, I think they're going to struggle to reach the tops this season, and we're going to really try and stop them anyway by staying there ourselves. In the Europa League, the Euro Cup, you can see that we've already qualified from our group, topped the group and dominated it really, which is great. So the next game that we've got against Kiev in about a week's time in terms of game time, I can put out my second string 11 with no worries because we can't be caught and we've already qualified, so that's really positive. Köln are our opponents in the third round of the cup competition, but that's not happening till February, early February. We're sitting in early December at the moment. So you can see things are going very well. I'm really happy with the way the team are playing and how it's all going. But today is a really challenging game, isn't it, really? Both playing our 14th game today, bringing us in line with the couple of teams around us. And we've got a really difficult match. If you see in the fixture list here, you can see that we're away from home, which doesn't help either. We've been on this amazing run though, and whatever happens today, I'm happy with where we're at coming towards the end of this particular calendar year of 2024 in terms of the game. So next episode, what we'll do is we'll come back and play the Hamburg game just to finish off the calendar year, and then obviously as normal I will play through January and the January transfer window, and I'll come back for the next episode after that. Will be the first game in February, just to round you up with what we did, if anything, in the transfer window. I'm not sure we're going to do an awful lot, to be honest. We've got a very settled squad and most are happy. But what we do have, if we go and have a look in the squad itself, is we have a number of players that are wanted by other people, and if they get unsettled or it causes issues, then we might have to be forced into doing something in the transfer window. But yeah, that's for another episode, a couple of episodes from now. So today is not the day to really focus too much on that. Whilst we're on this page, I will tell you that we have had a couple of injuries recently, both primarily to our number one fullbacks. On the right, Breyer, and on the left, Lenhoff. And both of those are not quite fit enough and healthy enough to play today, so they're out. Other than that, you can see that Horacio's just coming back from a knock. But I'm going to chance him today because the two of them, him and Danielson, have been playing very well together centrally. So I'm going to risk him against our top level opponent. The only other one that's coming back from a little bit of a knock recently is Maya, who you can see his conditioning is fine, but his match sharpness isn't so good. But he's good enough to be on the bench today, so that's encouraging. So yeah, the team for today is going to be as strong as I can make it, which is Kabul in goal, Klunter at right back, DiMarco at left back, Danielson and Horacio in central defence, Gomez as the deep line playmaker, Siflidis as the support central midfielder, Gravenberch as the attacking Metzala, Gundogdo on the right, Abando on the left, and Shad up top. And Gimba and Saiki and Bischler and Mount and Schweiger and Maya and Petrella all on the sub bench. So that's the team. Really top opposition. You can see that we really need to win to open up a gap, but if we draw, it wouldn't be the end of the world. A loss, yeah, what could you do? But I would prefer not to lose, but it wouldn't be the end of the world either, because I think we're in a really good place at the moment. Financially, struggling a little bit. You can see that we're losing a little bit of money from where we have been, but I'm not too worried about that because at the end of the season that will right itself at this point. So yes, that's as much of the build-up as I think we need. Really tough game, as I say, but you know, these are the games that you play Football Manager for, really, to see if you can best the top opposition in your division. So we're going to try and do that today. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So looking through the Dortmund side, you wouldn't suggest that it's a side that has got a huge amount of world beaters in it particularly. They're all pretty good, obviously, but the likes of Ruben Dias and Paslak and Emre Can and David Neres, etc. They're decent players, don't get me wrong, but they're not frightening, I wouldn't say. Obviously, they're going to go and dump on us now that I've said that, but, those are the chances you take. So today I'm going to be as confident as I can be, and passionately we're going to say, come on, lads, show me what you can do to keep our run going. I've got a bit of a response, which is fine, but yeah, let's go into the kickoff. So Dortmund are at home, obviously, in their yellow and black. We're in our purple, and they get the opportunity to kick off and start the game. And we'll see how we do in terms of possession stats, etc., as the first half progresses. I'm hopeful that we can hold our own, although, Dortmund at home are always going to be a difficult opposition, and they're always going to dominate the game, probably. But it's about what you do with your chances, isn't it? And so I'm always hopeful that we've got the quality to be able to do something with the chances that we create. So here's an opportunity for Dortmund on the left-hand side with the free kick. Paslak puts it in, and the header goes over the top of the bar and doesn't trouble the goalkeeper, and that's a decent start. Gravenberch, can he do it again from the free kick? He can do it again from the free kick. This is what I've been saying for the last couple of episodes about Gravenberch, is that his free kicks have been amazing, and his general play has been very good, and he's been really driving us forward. That's another lovely free kick. Goalkeeper probably should have done better, let's face it, but he's doing it more regularly this season than he has done so far, which is brilliant. Opportunity for Dortmund on the right-hand side from a throw-in. Comes all the way to the left-hand side with Lopez, cuts inside on the left foot, and a good take by Kabul, who holds the ball very nicely, having saved it. Which is very positive. Corner for them. They're piling on the pressure, and the header comes in, and it's an equaliser from Grujic. Very disappointing, isn't it, really? But decent corner comes in, and the attacking player really attacks the ball. You can see driving run past a defender who doesn't follow him. Unfortunate that, really, but and gets an equaliser. But it's a good game so far. Lots of highlights. Here we go again. 41 minutes in. Another opportunity for Dortmund to build up. And they've gone down the left-hand side. And Neres cuts in. Drives at the defence. Right-footed. Has a shot at goal. Kabul half parries. And the half clearance. Eventually, we get it clear. That was a bit dodgy for a minute. I was a bit concerned. But eventually, we did actually get it clear. And that was okay. And that's taken us through to half-time. And you can see in terms of the stats of the game, it's very even. Possession stats are good on both sides. Shots are same. Not much difference in shots on target. It's all pretty even, isn't it, really? Which leads us to the 1-1 scoreline. So, again, we're going to have to go in and encourage the team to continue. Let's see. I think we'll just go with I'm pleased with how things are going, keep it going. And they look to switch off, and I don't know why. If you know why, do let me know. But, I thought that was a perfectly good thing. It's, we're away from home against top-level opposition. I guess they expect us to win every game, maybe. But, yeah, I'm a bit disappointed by that. So we'll have to go in and positively suggest to them there's a lot more to come from you, and I think you've got what it takes, just to see if we can regain some of their desire to play well and focus on the game. So we've done that. Yeah, it's not helped a lot, has it, really? Oh well, we'll chalk that one down to experience and move into the second half and just hope that their natural quality on the ball can help us through a game where they're slightly confused and a bit unmotivated, maybe. Anyway, Gundogdu on the right hand side cuts in, gets a challenge against him, but we pick up the loose ball with our central midfielders passing around nicely. Again, we go down the right. Gundogdu cuts in slightly, puts it through to Shad, who puts a lovely shot low into the left hand corner, and the goalkeeper can't quite get down to it, and we take a 2-1 lead. Lovely build-up play from the midfield, right the way across to from Gravenberch to Gundogdu, who puts a very nice ball into Shad, who gets it out from his feet and left-footed powers the shot home. Hasn't quite got as many goals as I'd have liked him to necessarily, Shad, but he's doing quite well. And what we spoke about originally with him is that we just wanted a permanent player, not a loan player. So this time next year, he can really feel like he's entrenched in the club and continue to improve and move forward. So yeah, we're getting to the 70-minute mark, so we're going to pause the game there for a second and just think about what substitutions we might want to make just for the last part of the game. Shad's a little bit nervous, but he's got a goal and is doing okay, so we'll leave him as it is. Bando can come off and we'll give Meyer a game, just get his sharpness up a little bit and allow him to play some minutes. What else are we going to do? I can't really change the fullbacks today, unfortunately, because the other two are coming back from injury. So we're going to take Siflidis off, and Siflidis is an interesting one. He's got some great statistics, attributes about him, but this season isn't quite playing as well as I'd like him to, compared to the likes of Gundogdu and Gravenberch, for example. He's another one that should be dominating the show a little bit and just quite isn't managing. I might change his role, not his position, but his role at some point and see whether we can get more out of him. But anyway, so he's going to come off today, and I think we're going to leave it there for now, play another 10 minutes of the game, and then maybe come in and have a look again and see whether anybody in terms of their conditioning is going down. But yeah, Gravenberch again on the free kick, long free kick this time, but goes over the top and doesn't really challenge the goalkeeper. That was quite ambitious, wasn't it, really, even for somebody on form. Paslak with the throw-in on the right-hand side, but we get a good foot in, and Bischler comes away with the ball, and eventually Kabul clears it down the left-hand side. Meyer doesn't quite get onto it, and Paslak picks up the loose ball, and again Dortmund come down the right-hand side before cutting in and attack us again, but we get another good defensive header in. Really good defensive positioning and clearance on that one. And Gundogdu finds the ball and uses Klunter on the overlap, who cuts inside for Gravenberch eventually to go wide left to DiMarco. Can he get the cross in? He can. At the near post, Shad got a header in, but it goes over the top of the bar. But yeah, really good defensively, very solid, which is great, and good build-up play. Meyer with the corner kick finds Bischler, and Bischler pile drives it over the top. If it had just been a little bit more subtle, then we might have had an opportunity there, because he was in plenty of space. This is the earlier effort from DiMarco's cross into Shad, who, you know, he possibly could have done better than he did, but it went straight at the goalkeeper and the goalkeeper parried it. So let's go back into the team selection and just see where we're at in terms of players and their fitness. Well, I think they're all doing pretty well, aren't they? I mean, Klunter, can't change him particularly, but he's the one that's lacking slightly. Do I want to do anything? No, I'm going to leave it exactly as it is and just see out the rest of the game. So, yeah, a couple of opportunities in that last period of play, which were very positive, but not quite the quality on the finish. But it looks like we're going to get a decent result. That's a brilliant interception by Gomez. Where did that... Oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, I thought we were in trouble then. Look at what happens here. I mean, initially, it's a great interception by Gomez. Denilson really badly passes it back to the goalkeeper, who miscontrols it, and then eventually gets a decent hand on it or foot on it to stop the shot, and we get it cleared. But talk about shooting ourselves in the foot. That would have been dreadful, wouldn't it, if that had gone in? But we survive it. Long ball over the top from Dortmund, but Kabul comes out and claims the ball very comfortably. And now we can run down the clock a little bit, take a little bit of time, build up the play well. Please don't mess about with it at the back. Well done. He gets it cleared out to the right-hand side for Gundogdu, who can run at the defence and puts another decent ball over the top for Shad, but defenders intercept the ball. I think we're on the end of game highlight. We are. And that's another brilliant result. Our really great run of form continues, and as I said, I think last episode, maybe the one before, I can't remember exactly, there are just moments when you play Football Manager where you can almost just sit back and let them get on with it for a small amount of period of time, because everything's just running smoothly and you don't want to mess up too much about it. At some point things are going to change and we'll have a couple of slightly indifferent results that we're going to have to react to, but just at the moment everybody's playing really well in terms of what you want them to be doing. The team structure is really great and we're getting some really important results. So we're going to go in passionately and say, well done, that was a great win. Everybody's happy and delighted with that, which is great considering what happened at half time wasn't so good, was it really? But yeah, on this occasion We went again into a really difficult stadium with a really difficult opponent and came away with the points. And this season, Season 7, has been the real turning point for really feeling like we can really compete with the big boys of the Bundesliga. So I'm really impressed by that. So let's go through the news feed, just make sure everything's okay. This is a youngster that I've been looking to get in for future days. Let's go and have a look at him just for the sake of it. You can see at 16, I think he's got some pretty good statistics. Not statistics, are they? Attributes. I always say statistics and people get cross about it, but attributes. I think he's got some decent attributes for the next little while to start training with and hopefully improve him. So I'll sort that out with him. Hot prospect, 700, blah, 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 blah. Minimum fee, yeah, don't like that. So let's get rid of the minimum fee just because and see where he'll go for that. And he did, which is great, So hot prospect on 700 quid a week. So it's a minimal contract, but he's a good, promising youngster to add to a decent crop of youngsters, it must be said, because if we go in and have a look at their division, you can see that United City are currently sitting top of it by a couple of points, but it's all looking very positive, and we've got some really good, promising players there. The one problem we've got is Samoylov, who we've talked about before. I would have added him into my first team this season, but he's too young to play, but he's got some great attributes. He's unfortunately picked up a really big knock. He's been out for several weeks already, and he's still got a couple more to go, which is unfortunate for his development. But you can see that as a 16-year-old, he's got some very, very impressive attributes, and I really wanted to put him into my first team squad and get him training with the first team this year and play some games here and there, but it just wasn't possible because there's a 17 age limit in terms of the youngsters that are allowed to play in the Bundesliga. So for next season, he's coming into my side in replacement for probably Meyer, who is the one that's on loan at the moment. So that's for next season. So yeah, there you go. Another brilliant result for us. Makes our job at the top of the Bundesliga easier, doesn't it? A little bit, because we've now got a 5-point gap to Borussia Dortmund in second, and it just opens up those gaps even more to the likes of Bayern Munich sitting a few places down. So really happy. Everything's going really, really well. In terms of next episode, as I say, we're going to come back and we're going to finish the calendar year by playing this game against Hamburg. And then I'll go off into the transfer window and see whether anything happens with that. And then we'll update you on that in the following episode. But yeah, that's it for today. If you enjoy the series, then why not subscribe to the channel? That helps you keep up to date with the videos. If you enjoyed this particular episode, why not chuck a like on it for me? That helps me get seen by other people, and that helps my channel to grow, which is really important. It's a slow old process to start a channel. I'm really struggling to get the people to view the content, but if you've got anybody that you can share it with, please do. It will help tremendously to get my channel out there. But until next time, if you're playing Football Manager yourself, if you'd like to tell me about your save in the comments below, I'd always love to hear your stories. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon. And from a very, very happy manager of United City, bye for now. Thanks very much for watching this episode of the United City Randomiser save. If you enjoyed the video, then why not click on the like button, as that would really help me. If you think you know anyone who would really enjoy my Football Manager content, then feel free to share this with them. But most importantly, if you would like to join my United City here on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my video releases. If you have anything you want to say about the United City save or the channel itself, then feel free to leave a comment below, but please try and be nice with each other. That'll do for today, so until next time, stay happy and healthy, and I will see you soon.